Out of the gates and ready to go. Welcome into this live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out here with us. We got a loaded show on tap as we have the latest from Chiefs mandatory minicamp, which began today. We'll give you updates on Travis Kelce, Trey Smith, among others, coming up in our opening segment of today's show. Then in segment number 2, we got some news and rumors. We're going to talk about a potential trade for Kyle Pitts. And then in our third segment, we will talk free agent targets, some new names that could potentially sign with Kansas City. And then in our final segment, we'll bring you a Q&A rumors mailbag. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of today's program. As you guys file in, shout out your city. We'll shout you out as we get this show off and rolling. We're coming at you from the Chat Sports Studios here in downtown Dallas, Texas, on this very fine Tuesday afternoon. Yours truly rolling in first thing this morning from a weekend in Tulsa. I was in my hometown of Broken Arrow this past weekend for Father's Day. Also got recognized by my hometown last night of Broken Arrow, and certainly humbled and honored with that, and enjoyed myself, but glad to be back in the saddle again, talking all things Kansas City Chiefs here at Mandatory Minicamp here on today's program. Where are you guys at? I got Tony Fuentes checking in from San Antonio, Texas. Got Matt in Knoxville, Tennessee. I got Paul in Tonganoxie. Rated Dog saying, OKC, Thunder in 6, baby. That looks a lot more likely after that big win by the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. And then the injury update on Tyrese Halliburton today does not look too promising for him. He could be out for Game 6, which would not be good for Indiana, but could bode well for Oklahoma City as they head back to Indianapolis for Game number 6 coming up on Thursday night. And then if Indiana wins, then we could have a Game 7 on Sunday to determine the NBA champion. Thunder up. You guys know how it is. The Chiefs, they let me down this year. I did not get a Super Bowl title from the Kansas City Chiefs, so I need the Oklahoma City Thunder to save my year, all right? I need one of my teams. This sounds a little spoiled, but you know what? Faces change, expectations don't. I need one of my teams to win a championship every year. I don't think that's asking too much. I've gotten that the last 2 years out of the Chiefs. Didn't get it this year. So the Thunder need to come in and save my year. I can't have two teams losing in the championship. Where else are we watching from? Got Jacob in Kansas City. Brian is in Blue Springs. Good to see you, Brian. Checking in from Blue Springs, Missouri. Where else you guys at? Let us know. Tony's asking Big Tex for workout advice. Big Tex, before you get any advice from Big Tex is going to need some advice from you in a moment. Stand by. Quick quiz out there. How many Chiefs all-time running backs can you name? Give me an answer. Take your individual comment and put as many running backs in that comment and see who can come up with the most. Who knows the most ball around here about your Kansas City Chiefs? I'll give you one name already. Isaiah Pacheco. There's a start. Now, everybody in their answer should include Pacheco. That should give you one. And then try to come up with as many Chiefs running backs in your individual comment. We'll see who is the smartest Chiefs fan, who knows their history around here. Let us know in the chat how many Chiefs running backs you can come up with. I already gave you one with Pacheco. In fact, I'll give you another one just because I feel like being generous here. Kareem Hunt. There's two. Everybody in their answers should include Pacheco and Hunt. And then let's see how many more you can come up with after that. Little challenge for the Chiefs Kingdom. Big Tex is going to join me. And before you get to that graphic, Tex, stay on this graphic, but put yourself on screen. I want to see if I can test Big Tex a little bit because the chat's taking a moment. It's thinking. So, Big Tex, I will bring you in.
Yep.
How many Chiefs running backs do you think you could come up with? There have been a few that went to your school, the University of Texas.
Ooh, very true. Very true. Let me see. Jamal Charles is
There
one.
you go.
There's one.
I love Jamal.
Great guy. Cool name, too.
Yeah, he spells a little odd, but
He does.
blame his mother.
Hey, that's right. That was out of his control. He didn't have consent for his naming rights.
Rated Dog's got the most so far. He included Pacheco and Hunt. He listened to me. He's also got Jamal Charles, Larry Johnson. That's a good one.
Okay.
Priest Holmes, and Christian Okoye.
Priest Holmes was going to be my next one, right? He's a Texas guy, and he also played for the Chiefs.
So that's 6 from Rated Dog.
Okay.
6 is the number to beat. Can anyone name more than 6?
I only got 3.
Jamal Charles or Priest Holmes. That has been a debate for a long time. Who's the better Chiefs running back? Both of them UT guys.
Both nice.
Tex, I think I lean towards Priest Holmes.
Yep.
But I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think you can make a convincing case for either back.
I think you can too. I kind of also want to lean towards Priest Holmes here. I think overall, I think maybe his production was a tiny bit better. I know they both had pretty decent, solid production, especially with Kansas City and in the NFL in general. But I think Priest Holmes had a bigger impact at his position for the Chiefs, just a little bit. And so I'd give him the edge. Although that's no knock on Jamal Charles. You know your boy loves Jamal Charles. Okay.
Brian is got Ed, Larry, Hunt, Pacheco, Mike Garrett, Chris Charles, Holmes. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 from Brian. I think Brian's got the most so far. Matt's got Christian Okoye, Jamal Charles, Spencer Ware, Marcus Allen, Kareem Hunt, Darrell Williams, Damian Williams. Damian Williams, OU legend.
Sadly.
It's crazy. I don't think anybody thought Damian Williams coming out of Oklahoma was going to have the career he had, especially with the Chiefs.
No.
He
very nice
went
career.
Way above expectations.
He did. He overshot his drafting. His time in Kansas City was honestly, I hate to say it, he was impressive. And I hate to give credit to a Sooner, but better a Sooner get the credit than an Aggie or something. So, yeah, he was a stud.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Interesting. There's been good Texas and OU running backs on the Chiefs roster over the years that have made an impact and been a big part of it.
So
which is cool.
Matt and Rated Dog, I believe, have the most with 7.
That's a lot.
Is the number. Good work, guys. Good work, guys. I'm surprised that our guy Tony didn't come up with some names. Tony, come up with some names. All right. Here's where we need Tony and everybody else's help.
That's
folks.
right.
Today, Big Tex turns 27 years old. Happy birthday, Big Tex.
Appreciate you.
Everybody spam HBD in the chat for Big Tex as he's another year older today.
That is right.
What life advice would you give Big Tex as he embarks on another year? Tony, the first to tell you happy birthday, Big Tex. Big Tex, first off, happy birthday, but give us the speech. You're 27. You're about to begin. You've lived a lot of life already. You've worked on this show for a while. We've worked together for quite some time here at Chat Sports Now. Give us your speech as you begin this next year, Tex.
Absolutely. I think going into this year, I want to be a stronger person, both physically and spiritually. I know that's a little preachy, but that's something I want to focus on.
I respect
personally.
that.
Thank you, sir. That's something I want to kind of lock down, focus in, and center myself on this year. Big Tex is going to also be working out hard for you, Tony. I'll be pushing myself to my max and try to get over those hurdles there, physically speaking. I think mentally also, too, I just want to kind of recenter myself and refocus my energies. But I think the only thing that I really noticed is I woke up this morning, I was like, my back feels a little bit tighter this morning. Is it really, am I 27? Is this what it feels like to get older? There's a little bit of that, but I'm also thankful I haven't hit the 30 yet. Neither of us. We're still young bucks.
No.
We're still in our late 20s. So
I have less than 360 days left in my 20s.
Make it count. Make it count.
You have more time than me. But
it is limited, though. It ticks away.
We are making the most. This is our prime years, Tex.
That's right. We're in the prime of our careers.
We are making the most of it.
Exactly.
As you now turn 27. So tell me this from a much less serious note, from a sports fan perspective.
Of course.
What are you wanting for your 27th birthday? Are you I feel like you already are going to get Cooper Flagg in Dallas.
That's lit.
The Chiefs, I feel pretty good about the chances about them.
Yeah.
UT, what are some specifics? If you were to make a birthday wish And we're going to forget about how you can't make birthday wishes and they don't come true if you say them out loud. We're going to pretend that's not true.
I got you.
What would be your sports birthday wishes if you had multiple besides just one?
Okay, I like it. First one, and obviously, if you can't tell, I'm wearing a burnt orange shirt. It's a little over bright with the camera because we have some exposure issues, but this is a Texas shirt because I went there. When I close my eyes, the first dream, the hope that I need to happen this year is I need to see burnt orange and white confetti falling to the ground, and I need Arch Manning to hold up the 2026 College Football National Championship trophy and win it all for Texas for the first time since Vince Young did in 2005 for my burnt orange Longhorns. That's the first one because, look, I love Quinn Ewers. I think he's a great guy. It sucks that he went in the 7th round, but, that is what it is. It's Arch Manning time, baby. It's Arch Manning time.
What if it's Trey Owens holding up the trophy?
Nah. He can get a secondary picture. He'll hold up Arch Manning's bag if he lets him. Okay.
What if Arch gets hurt and it's Trey Owens that has to get the job done?
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. No, but that's the first one. That one is probably the one that has eluded me the most. I mean, I was like 7 years old the last time. So that's one. Second one, honestly, the Rangers already won recently, so I don't want to think about them right now. That was a few years ago, but that's within relevancy of memory. Honestly, the Mavs. They were in the finals, obviously not this past year, but the season before with Luka Doncic, got absolutely railed by the Celtics. Shout out Smitty. Pause. Massive pause. If they could somehow put together a decent roster around Cooper Flag, and if somehow, I know Kyrie's out for a long time, but if somehow the basketball gods could bring him back sooner and they could compete and somehow get to the finals and lift up that title, that would be my second one. That one's way less likely in my opinion just because, one, Cooper Flag would be a rookie. Two, Jason Kidd, don't really trust him as head coach / he might be going somewhere else and getting traded as a new head coach candidate at another team. But that would be my second one, is definitely the Mavericks lifting up the NBA trophy for the first time since Dirk did it in 2011.
Okay. I feel like we're so confident about the Chiefs, we don't even need to make wishes.
We don't. That's why I was like, that's a given. They have motivation.
We're so spoiled.
We're so spoiled that, if they win this year but didn't last year, but then they won 2 years ago twice in a row, that's okay. We can just kind of accept the fact that
I feel like the only thing we need to wish, and this is more so hope and pray in a sense too.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice, just stay healthy because we know how it all unfolds.
Let's do this. Let's wish for all of the people that I enjoy watching: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Cooper Flag, Arch Manning, all of them.
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. My biggest wish for all of them, if you're listening, please stay healthy. That is my wish to you. Don't get hurt. Stay alive. Stay humble. Stay hungry, to use Tyler's favorite term.
Yes.
And we'll get it done.
All right, folks. So if you're ready for today's live show to begin, and we'll like a shout out from the birthday boy, Big Tex himself, I need you to spam C in the chat. I want to see as many C's as we can over this next minute. And let's have a great time today as we're rocking and rolling here on this live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, Big Tex here with you. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out here with us. I'll go ahead and start throwing the C's in there right now, and Tex is going to show you guys some love. And you can spam C or you can spam HBD, however you're feeling for Big Tex as he turns 27 years young today. That's the term we're using, years young today.
That's right.
Spam C in the chat, and Big Tex will give the shout-outs, and we'll get this show rocking and rolling here on this Tuesday afternoon. Let's get the chat going. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I really appreciate that comment, Tony. That was really, really sweet. Thank you, man. Paul, Tony, Paul, Tony. Tony saying HBD. Appreciate you. Paul, let's get some new names in there. Come on. It's my birthday, and I only see 2 people in the chat. Is that really all that's going to show up for Big Tex's birthday? Come on. What the heck? Paul. There we go. Matt. Good name. That's my name. Great name. I named some of the hard ones. Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes. Yeah. Texas legend. Tony. Paul. Tony. Hey, Matt, can you spam C, by the way? I like your comment, but spam C.
I'm only seeing Tony and Paul.
Yeah, seriously.
Where's
Matt,
everybody else at?
Get in there. Get in there. Tony. Paul. Tony. Saying HBD C, 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 C. Paul. What's up? Get those C's in there. This is a slow chat rate. I am disappointed in the Chiefs.
Wake up.
Let's go. Wake up. Get hungry. Stay humble. Stay hungry, I mean. Paul. Tony. Paul. Tony. It's really just Paul and Tony holding down the fort. Come on. Let's get those C's in there. Paul. Tony. Paul and Tony. Paul and Tony are holding down the fort. Paul and Tony. Paul and Tony.
Tony says, don't let my guy down.
Come on. That's right. Listen to
10 more seconds.
Keep going. Paul, Tony, Paul. You know what? Paul and Tony, you guys race. Let's go. Spam C. You two race each other. See who wins. I'll shout you out. Tony, Paul, Tony, Paul, Tony, Paul, Tony,
There
Paul,
we go.
Paul. Good stuff. Tony and Paul, I'd say
Yes.
a little bit of an edge to Tony. I think
Antonio
good stuff,
and
Tony.
Paulie. Good work, guys. All right. Big Tex has a favor to ask. We have a mailbag coming up later. It is the point in the show when we get to touch our bags and drop our sacks here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. And we need plenty of questions, whether that be trade ideas, free agency, maybe you want to talk minicamp, OTAs, whatever it may be. Tex, how can people get involved in the mailbag portion of today's program?
Phenomenal question, Tyler Jones.
I try.
And a familiar one, but it's still a great one. Great question. I will give you an answer. Get your questions in about the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it's about Patrick Mahomes, training camp, NFL trades, free agency, Brett Veach. Maybe you want to ask about Andy Reid, conference level on Andy Reid, something like that, heading into, this year. Are we going to get back to the Super Bowl? Whatever it is. If you have a question about the Chiefs, please, I beg you, very simple. Ask your question, put a space, and then together you put hashtag Chiefs. Or, wait, I'm going to blow your mind. You can do the opposite and it'll still work. Hashtag Chiefs at the beginning, a space after it, and then your question, and boom, it pulls.
Crazy.
And I threw it in the chat for you too, so you don't even have to just look at the graphic on screen. You can actually look in the chat and see how to do it there as well. But if you do that right now, we can get the mailbag, get going with those questions, get them in, and it would make Big Tex's life on his birthday, no less, much easier. So thank you.
So here's the deal, folks. I am running off of not much sleep because I got up early in the morning to get to the office from Oklahoma this morning. Tex, he's got his birthday. I'm sure he's got birthday plans this evening. So the sooner you guys can get your mailbag questions in, the sooner we can get to that segment and we can get done with this show and we can be on our way so I can go rest and so Tex can enjoy his birthday. So please submit your questions to us now, and the faster we can get through this show and enjoy the rest of our night. So by all means, send us your questions, and we will react to them. The more, the merrier. Whether it's by using hashtag Chiefs or super chatting, either way, we certainly would appreciate it. Need you guys to hit the like button. When we get to 25 likes, I will crack open a Happy Dad. Today's flavor, we're going with watermelon of the Happy Dad today. I am not a father. Thankfully, I'm not. One of my life goals was to not have children before I turned 30. And you know what?
You're on track.
I am on track. I really only have about a month or two to go.
Because the 9-month gestation period.
Of the 9-month adjustment period, and I will hit that goal.
That's right.
Not any kids I know of, anyway.
That's right.
So I don't know where I was going with that. But go ahead and hit that like button. And, because I was talking about Happy Dad. That's why I was talking about that. So I am happy, but I'm not a dad. And I will not have kids before I turn 30, as long as I keep my pocket in my rocket for the next 2 months. Or rocket in my pocket, I guess. Yeah. You never heard that term?
I've never heard that term.
Rocket in your pocket. My dad, he always...
That's crazy.
That's one thing my dad would tell me.
Rocket in the pocket.
He would say...
Unbelievable.
Like if I was going out, whatever, like, son, be careful. Keep your rocket in your pocket.
Oh, you know what my dad would tell me when I was young, like in high school? He'd be like...
I need 5 more likes to start today's show. Go ahead.
He would point to me and he'd say, son, you need to think with this head, not that head.
Yes.
And I was like, I got you. He's like, you know what I'm putting down? I was like, I'm tracking. He's like, be good.
My father, along those lines, since we're on this topic, he always told me to, he's like, son, I wouldn't advise sex before marriage, but if you do, wear a condom, and I don't need to know about it. I'm like, all right.
Fair enough.
Fair enough, Dad.
That's
We'll
right.
Give it at that. 4 more likes, and we'll start today's show. What a wild start today, my friends. This show already off the rails. We're not even to the first segment yet. 4 more likes. While I wait on the 4 more likes, let's tell you what is ahead here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We have some news out of minicamp, small camp. We also have news and rumors to get to on Kyle Pitts. We'll talk free agent targets, and then we'll do a Q&A rumors mailbag as well. So that's what's ahead here on this live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. 4 more likes away, and we'll be good to get this show started. Let's get to the Super Chat menu. If you would like to get involved in today's show and contribute and support the work we're doing, here is what we have to offer, my friends. First-time Super Chatters get the KC chant. $5 will give you a beer cheers. $10 will take some shots. $20 get bean boozled. $50 will do a beer bong. $sign next to the chat box. If you would like to contribute, you will get priority on our mailbag segment. Your questions will be answered first if you send us a super chat, and we would love to hear from you on that sense. So that is what we're offering today, my friends. I'm still waiting on 4 more likes, and then we will get going on today's show. Tony says, say again? Yeah, let's go back to the light driver. I'm waiting on 4 more likes. I already got 40-plus people here. I just need 4 of you to hit that like button. I'm not doing anything else. We're not starting this show. I'm not taking a drink of the Happy Dad until we get 4 more likes. I'm not asking much, folks. I just need you to give that like button a little tickle. Be a real one. Do your part. Hit the like button, and let's get this show started. 3 more. Type me in the chat when you like the video. We'll shout you out as well. 2 more away. I see Paul liked the video. Thank you, Paul. I know Tony liked the video as well. 2 more. 2 more. And then we'll be good to go. I see a question from Paul. Oh. Tony, I see yours. You didn't ask a question. You just told Tex, happy birthday. I need a question for the mailbag, Tony. Try again.
Use hashtag Chiefs, Tony.
Hashtag Chiefs. And give me a football question. Give me a football question, Tony. Try again. 2 more likes. What are we waiting for, folks? 2 more likes, and we'll start this show. KC70 liked the video. When you like the video, type me in the chat. We'll shout you out. I need 2 more. Uno, dos. And then we can get this thing started, and we can get you an update out of Chiefs minicamp, which officially began today. We got the latest on Travis Kelce and Trey Smith that we'll talk about here in just a bit. Why are y'all making me wait? Yeah. Y'all, 2 more. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for, my friends? I need 2 more, then we get this thing started. Matt, did you like the video? Peter? Who else? Who else is in here today? Laura, did you like the video? Rated Dog? Nafis? Brian? Who else? 2 more, and we'll be good to go. 2 more. There we go, Tony. Tony's got a good question for the mailbag. That will work, Tony. Thank you. Paul liked the video. Thank you. 2 more. 2 more. I don't know why you guys make us wait.
On my birthday?
On Texas' birthday.
Guys.
Folks.
We know you can do better. We
got
only
places
ask
to
because
be.
we know you can do better.
Yes. There we go. 1 more. 1 more and we'll be good. 1 more and we'll be good. Yeah. Tony's calling this Text Day. Text Day. Happy Text Day.
Good stuff, Tony. I like that. That's good.
All my exes live in Texas. Texas is the place where I love to be. Somebody unliked it. You fraud. Now we need 2 more. 2 more. What are you guys doing? All right, now we need 1 more. 1 more. And we'll be good. 1 more, and then we'll get this show started. And we'll get you the latest from minicamp. And then, here we go. Let's see. Tony's asking how much static stretching should he do in a week?
That is a great question. I would say no one does enough static stretching, just in general, including myself. But Tony, I would recommend, if you have time for it, 30 minutes to an hour before and after your workouts. And I'm talking about in the morning, if you're going to do it like really early. Don't do it right before. I got to stress this, Tony. Do not, I got to get on screen for this, because this is important. I'm serious. I don't want you to get herpes. I'm serious.
Make it quick.
Don't static stretch before you lift weights. Don't. Do it after, please.
All right.
You will hurt yourself.
Now, we reached 25 likes, so I'll crack open the Happy Dad. Cheers, y'all. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and get started. Latest from Chiefs minicamp. That's our first segment. Then in segment 2, we'll talk news and rumors about a trade for Kyle Pitts. Then we'll get to free agent targets. Then we'll wrap up with Q&A rumors mailbag. Let's get this show on the road. Monday. It's my Monday. It's Tuesday for the rest of y'all. I was off yesterday. Tuesday, live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report begins right now. Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Happy to have you with us. So we have some great news to get to from the first day of Chiefs mandatory minicamp. We'll tell you everything you need to know coming up in just a matter of moments here on today's program. Before we do, folks, we are closing in on 72,500 subscribers here on the channel, just 27 subs away from reaching that next milestone. You may be wondering, why should I subscribe to the Kansas City Chiefs Report? Well, we're bringing you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows each and every Tuesday. We also have breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. This is your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. If you love the Chiefs, this is the channel for you. The most interactive Chiefs channel on YouTube is the Kansas City Chiefs Report. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV to subscribe now. Join the kingdom, and you'll be glad you did. Great news, Chiefs fans. Trey Smith and Travis Kelce, who were MIA at OTAs. We saw Travis for a little bit, but not the whole time. Trey Smith was not there at all. They were voluntary. They may not have been around at OTAs. However, each of them were present for the first day of Chiefs mandatory minicamp. And let's get a roll call for you, folks. Check in the attendance. Bueller. Good news. 98.9% attendance on the first day of Chiefs mandatory minicamp. That means only one player was not present. That was Trey Watson, which is fine. I don't think anybody was missing Trey Watson, so that's livable. And also in attendance, Drew Tranquill, Juju Smith-Schuster. They were both present after they missed Thursday's OTAs practice. So not only did Trey Smith and Travis Kelce show up, but then you had a couple other guys show up with Tranquill and Juju as well. On the injury front, Jake Brenningstool, the undrafted free agent tight end out of Clemson, he was limited in his availability, but he was still there nonetheless, and he's trying to compete for a roster spot on the final 53-man that will be, of course, released before the season begins. Well, that's not all, folks. Hollywood Brown, Jared Wiley, Jalen Moore, and King Felix all were full participants in Monday's practice. Why is this significant, you may be asking? Well, all 4 individuals were limited on Thursday. So not only are those guys there, and even with the injuries and such, they were full goes. And Jared Wiley in particular is the one that I think is fantastic news, because we had no idea when he was going to get back on the football field. In reality, folks, I'm trying not to read too much into attendance, but this is about as good as it gets of what you could ask for if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, of players that are there, 98.9%, and then also the injury front, to have that many players at full strength, at full speed. That is great for the Kansas City Chiefs at this point in the season. I say season, off season. And we know that the way the cookie crumbles, there will be more guys that get banged up. That's just the nature of the beast. But at this juncture, you are in a very good position of strength, and that's a great sign for the rest of minicamp and heading into training camp that you got all your guys back for the most part, and almost all of them are fully healthy. That's good to hear. In today's video, that's chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours now. The real Slim Kelce, some would say. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler has confirmed a report that we told you about within the last couple of days about Travis Kelce and his offseason conditioning. As we had reported on this show within the last couple of weeks, that Kelce was down 25 pounds from what he was at the end of the 2024 through 2025 season there at the Super Bowl, that he had really put in the work. And Fowler not only confirmed that reporting, but also gave more details as he said this on SportsCenter. The Chiefs knew that Kelce was going to be gone the last week of OTAs. He's expected back for a minicamp. He'll address the media and be on the practice field, all that fun stuff, and he will debut a bit of a slimmer look. Kelce has told people close to him that he's lost about 25 pounds this offseason. He vowed to change his weight, and he has. So, as we talked about before, this could be the last dance here for him. Mid-30s, still a productive player. The Chiefs want to go to him on third downs, but declining a little bit. So he's trying to be slimmer, try to act like that he was not very good last year, which just simply wasn't true. He just wasn't playing to his previous standard. Pat McAfee, close friend of Travis Kelce, host of the Pat McAfee Show on ESPN, he has said that Kelce's in unbelievable shape, was the term that he put out there on Trav. And when we hear this talk about how this could be the end of the road for Travis Kelce, I'm not expecting this upcoming season to be treated like a retirement tour where the Chiefs are going to be pushing Travis Kelce around in a wheelchair and waving at everybody, and that he just get his flowers and everybody goes on their way. He is not going to go away quietly. He is going to play determined in 2025, and I think you're going to like what you see from Travis Kelce. It has been an incredible career for Kelce as a 3-time Super Bowl champion, a 10-time Pro Bowler, a first-team All-Pro selection from 2016 to 2018, 2020, and in 2022. Was named to the NFL's 2010s All-Decade team. And beyond just the stuff on the football field, he has become one of the most noteworthy players in all of the NFL, from the reality shows he's done to trying to find love on the E! Network to this game show now on Prime, dating Taylor Swift and his fantastic podcast. Travis has lived quite the life. And I'll be honest, I doubt, personally speaking, that Trav is going to be the version that we saw in 2022, which was arguably the best season of his career. It was the best in recent memory. But the truth of the matter for the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't need Kelce to be the guy we saw in 2022. Now, if he is, I don't think anybody's going to complain about that at all. We would love to see that version of Travis Kelce, but I think that we can sit here and accept the reality that that time has come and gone. However, with that said, I look at his numbers the past 4 seasons, and I look at that 2023 season, and I say to myself, okay, can we get something that was maybe better than 2023, but maybe not quite as good as 2022? And I think Trav can do that, especially with the way that this offense is changing for the Kansas City Chiefs now, as Rashee Rice is now the primary target for Patrick Mahomes, with Xavier Worthy more involved in the offense. there should be less attention focused on Travis Kelce. And not to mention Noah Gray as well. I think that Travis Kelce is set to go out on top and not just be along for the ride, but to still be a key piece and to play a significant role in this offense in 2025. Do you believe in Travis Kelce? Your chance to be honest with me here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. You got two options here. Type B for believe, D for don't. Weigh in the comment section. Tell me what you think. If a trade for Kyle Pitts, we will also be going over free agent targets, and we got a Q&A rumors mailbag to get to coming up in just a few moments. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat, and we'll include you in the final segment of today's program, so don't miss out on that. Just get in the chat, hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat, and we'll have you covered. Super Chat menu, by the way, if you guys want to take part in today's program, here is how you can do so. You will get priority for our mailbag segment coming up in just a bit. First time Super Chatters get the KC chant. $5 will give you a beer cheers. We're going Happy Dad today. Watermelon is our beverage of choice. And then $10, take some shots. $20, get Bean Boozled. And $50 will do a beer bong. So that is what we have in store here today. In case you're just joining us here on this live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, Tyler Jones, big text on the ones and twos. It is the age advancement day.
That's right.
Of Big Tex.
No doubt.
Big Tex, you are now the very young age of 27 today.
Mm-hmm.
What I was asking you earlier for birthday wishes.
Yes.
For the Kansas City Chiefs, if you had to pick one thing for Kansas City, what would it be? What would you like for your birthday for the Chiefs?
I like that. One thing? All right.
One thing.
I got you. Give me a 1,100-yard, 9-touchdown season for Xavier Worthy where he makes his first Pro Bowl and has a giant sophomore jump. No sophomore slumps around here. No. Not for Xavier Worthy. Sophomore leap. That's my wish.
Okay.
And if he does that, I think Patrick Mahomes has him, potentially Rashee Rice. We'll see how those things go. And everyone else just working together. I think if that happens, the rest is inevitable. And they lift back up that chip, just like they should have last year. And they'll pick at 32 in the 2026 NFL draft because they won the Super Bowl.
32, their rightful place.
The rightful place. They should have been at 31 this year.
Yeah. They traded down to 32 this time.
That's true. They got there artificially.
Yes. What's Tony saying now? Don't worry, Tex. I won't static stretching before, but after my guy, I always listen to you.
Good job.
Tony always listens.
That's right. I'm just trying to steer you in the right direction, Tony. You don't want to get hurt.
Who else in the chat? I see. Who else watching today? I got Tim, Paul, Maddie, Carol. Who else is here? KC, Nafis, many others. Good to have you all here. Thanks for being here with us. Up next, let's talk Kyle Pitts in a potential trade to Kansas City from the Atlanta Falcons. How likely is that possibility? Does it make sense? We'll discuss that. We'll also talk free agent targets, and then we'll do a Q&A rumors mailbag to follow in our final segment here on today's show. Use hashtag Chiefs or a Super Chat, and we'll have you covered there for that final segment. All right, let's get started. Numero dos. Yes, for our Spanish-speaking friends. Appreciate y'all joining us. Continue to get those mailbag questions in as well for that final segment. I know we can always use some more questions using hashtag Chiefs or Super Chatting. Like KC70, I see a great comment from you. Copy and paste that, put the hashtag Chiefs, and we'll answer it in the mailbag. We'll have you covered. All right, segment 2 now. Let's talk Kyle Pitts and continue as we march along here on this Tuesday. Appreciate y'all joining us, and let's continue here as we roll along here in the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, Big Tex here with you. Segment 2 starts right now. Here we go. Could Kyle Pitts be on his way to Kansas City? Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. So glad to have you with us. We got a big show ahead as we're talking about the possibility of bringing in the Atlanta Falcons tight end. How likely is it to happen? Does it make sense for the Chiefs? We'll explore the possibility and the newest trade rumor in just a matter of moments. Before we do, Kingdom. We always have new people joining us here on the channel. We're up to close to 73,000 subscribers here in the Kansas City Chiefs Report. And so every now and then I got to survey the Chiefs Kingdom and see how long you guys have been a Chiefs fan. There's no wrong answers here. Maybe you've been here since birth. Maybe you are somebody that's just now along for the ride, a bandwagon hopper, whether it be for Mahomes or Travis Kelce or Taylor Swift for that matter. I'm just very curious. How long have you been a Chiefs fan? If you've been a Chiefs fan for 5 years or longer, hit the like button. If not, comment and tell me how long you've been a Chiefs fan, and we'll get started with today's program. All right, let's talk Kyle Pitts now. The Atlanta Falcons tight end, former first-round pick out of Florida. The folks over at KC Kingdom, the fan-cited site, are suggesting that the Chiefs make a trade for Kyle Pitts. Let's hear what they had to say about this possibility. The Atlanta Falcons haven't been shy about the team's frustration with pass catcher Kyle Pitts. After a stellar rookie season, the production has fallen off a cliff, leading to questions about efforts and offensive scheme. Whatever the reasoning, the talent of the tight end didn't disappear. And there is no better team to unlock it than the Chiefs. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes won back-to-back Super Bowls while elevating average receivers. This included scheming speedster McCole Hardman into from Nick Halden of KC Kingdom, who writes in, it seems an early day 2 pick might be enough to get the deal done in what would be a rental for the 2025 season. While this is a high price to pay for a lone season, the potential elite ability of the pass catcher makes the fit far too enticing not to consider. No question, Kyle Pitts should be a future Chief if the pass catcher truly going forward to be moved this offseason. Now, I like Kyle Pitts a lot. And I think that Kyle Pitts has some untapped potential that I think, have every reason to believe that his best football is still in front of him. As much as I like Kyle Pitts, however, I only like him at the right price. Everybody has a price tag, okay? You know, I like eating bacon as much as the next guy, but I am not going to pay too much for bacon. I'll settle for sausage instead. Everybody knows about egg prices these days, of the way that egg prices have climbed up, and I think some people said to themselves, you know what, I don't need eggs today. Well, that's the case with Kyle Pitts. I guess you could call him, with the potential price tag that's been thrown out there, and we'll show you here in just a bit, the inflation of the NFL trade market potentially. More to come. Stay tuned in a moment. Let's ask you, put your GM hat on and let us know, should the Chiefs trade for Kyle Pitts? You got two options here. Type T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in. Tell me in the comments section which way you're leaning towards. Folks, want to make sure you're subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report as we're bringing you the latest happenings on your favorite team each and every day with our daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day, live shows each and every Tuesday, breaking news. Doesn't matter if I'm in the studio hanging out with Big Tex or if I'm at home in the Jones Zone. I could be on the road on vacation for all that matters. Doesn't matter. We're going to continue to bring you breaking news and content each and every day, your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. Let's get at least 20 subs off today's video. Subscribe now, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. You'll be glad you did. All right, let's tell you more about Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta Falcons tight end, a first-round pick in 2021 out of Florida, and he was phenomenal with the Florida Gators as he was one of, if not the best players in all of college football his final season there in the Southeastern Conference. Made an immediate impact when he went to Atlanta as a Pro Bowler, was also named a Pro Football Writers Association All-Rookie Team selection. And then what happened? Well, not much. Look at his numbers in 2021 compared to what we've seen the last 3 seasons. All right? You go back to 2021, that fantastic rookie season, over 1,000 yards, 15-plus yards of reception, a touchdown. It was a really good year for him. But since then, the numbers have taken quite the decline. He missed about 7 games in 2022 with just over 350 yards receiving. His average was down about 2 or 3 yards, give or take. Then in 2023, he played in all 17 games. And you think, okay, he's fully healthy now. His numbers should take a jump up. They did not. His average was actually down year to year from 2022, and he was limited to 667 yards. And then you go to 2024, last season for Kyle Pitts. What happened there? Well, 47 catches, 602 yards, 4 touchdowns, 12.8 yards a reception. It was the worst fully healthy season of his career this past year in Atlanta, and with a new coaching staff and everything there too. So here is the million-dollar question. If you are the Kansas City Chiefs, potentially looking at Kyle Pitts, because if you trade for him, you do not want to just be content with the version of Kyle Pitts that we have seen the last few seasons. You would like to see him get back to form what he was as a rookie. So the million-dollar question then becomes, was his one good year an anomaly? Or have we just seen that Atlanta hasn't used him to his full potential? And I think that Atlanta has not used him properly. I think he's been held back by the Atlanta Falcons, and I blame them more for him taking a few steps back the last few seasons rather than himself for what has occurred. More from Casey Kingdom. When Atlanta marches to the beat of its own drum, when it comes to managing its roster, there have been consistent trade rumblings. It is noteworthy that Pitts didn't take part in OTAs and remains in trade rumors dating back to the end of the season. So what is the trade that Casey Kingdom is suggesting? The Chiefs receive Kyle Pitts, and they give up a 2026 second-round pick. So now we circle back to where we began this show. And what did I say? I like Kyle Pitts, but I like him for the right price. We're not spending too much on eggs, folks. A second-round pick, that is a bridge too far. That is too much for a player that only has one solid year of production. Now, if we're negotiating and saying, okay, we want Kyle Pitts, but we're not giving up a second-round pick, what would you then be willing to give up? Fourth-round pick? Sign me up. I'm sold. Then we have ourselves a deal. That's called negotiating, my friends. All right? Fourth-round pick. If Atlanta wants to take a fourth, we could take that to the bank. Straight cash, homie. But if it's a third or second, no thanks. No thanks. Now, let's ask you, what about a fourth? Are you on the same page as me? Is Kyle Pitts worth giving up a fourth-round pick? Type Y for yes, in for no. Tell me in the comments section below. Now, another thing we talked about at the top of this segment was the tight end situation for Kansas City. Travis Kelce, likely in his last season. Noah Gray coming off a breakout year, but I think in all likelihood that probably is about as good as it gets for Noah Gray. I think he's one of the best number 2 tight ends in football, but I do not think that he is a true tight end 1. And that's okay, all right? But what about Jared Wiley? I know we didn't see too much of him last season with the ACL injury, but here's a guy that the Chiefs used a fourth-round pick on. And the comparisons of him coming out of Texas Christian University were to none other than Travis Kelce. So if you have Travis Kelce 2.0, in theory, sitting in your wings, then why is there all this talk, this discussion, trading for Kyle Pitts? The ACL injury isn't ideal, and he is back at minicamp at full strength. So that's a good step in the right direction. But the talent, I think, is there with Jared Wiley. He just needs to stay healthy, and I think he can capitalize on the opportunity in front of him. So, second round pick for Pitts, no thanks. Fourth round pick, now potentially we're talking. Otherwise, I don't think this situation is nearly as bad as what people are making it out to be for how the tight end room looks in Kansas City. Folks, thanks for joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. If you enjoyed today's show, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time. All right. Deal. Oh, that's great. Okay. Now we're back. Sorry, folks. A little technical difficulties. Very unusual, but hey, we're here. We're holding things down and making it happen today. Super chat menu if you would like to get involved in today's show. $sign next to the chat box. First time super chatters get the KC chant. $5 do a beer cheers. $10 take some shots. $20 get bean boozled. $50 we will do a beer bong, and your questions will get priority. I still need more questions for the mailbag segment that we will be bringing you coming up in our final segment of today's show. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get on the mailbag portion of today's show, and we'll continue. I keep getting signed out of Google, too. Yeah. Everything today. Technology is not our friend today, folks. Yes. Hey, we're rolling through. We are rolling through, my friends. But hey, we're making it happen. We're making it happen. All right. Text, tell people how they can get involved in the mailbag segment. We need you guys to submit questions to us, and you may be wondering, how can I submit a question for the mailbag? Well, this is where Big Tex comes in to tell you what you guys need to do. It is Big Tex's birthday.
That's right.
He wants nothing for his birthday except questions for the mailbag segment. Tex, tell him how they can get involved.
That's exactly right. Thank you. Yes, it's on the screen. You see it. Got a question about the Chiefs as it relates to the team, NFL, free agency, a trade, the roster, the head coach, general manager Brett Veach, anybody. Use hashtag Chiefs, a space, then your question, or the reverse of that. Question, a space, and then together hashtag Chiefs. You can submit it. And if you super chat, you get priority in the mailbag, and your question gets answered first. And I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. So please, as I always ask, make my life easier, but especially, it's my birthday. It's not a big ask. Just get those questions in so we can get to the mailbag after our third segment. It's coming up. It's our last segment. Please help me out. Thank you.
He was nice about it. He said, please. Help the man out. Get some questions in. Hashtag Chiefs Super Chat. We'll include you in the mailbag portion of today's show. Up next, free agent targets. I got 3 names that could potentially sign with Kansas City. And then we will do a Q&A rumors mailbag to follow. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get on there. All right. Let's talk free agent targets and continue. We're halfway home here on this live edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, Big Tex here with you. Thanks for being here with us. Let's continue with segment 3 here on today's show. Getting started. Yes. Right now, folks. Here we go. Folks, I need your help. The most subscribers we have picked up on a single video for the month of June so far, 17? 17? Ugh. I know you guys can do better than that. I want to get at least 50 subs off today's video. We're bringing you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows each and every Thursday, breaking news, Q&A mailbags. If you love the Kansas City Chiefs, you come to the right place. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We'll get started with today's show. Big move coming. Could the Kansas City Chiefs make one last major free agent signing? Welcome in to this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for hanging out here with us. Coming up on today's show, I got 3 names that the Chiefs could sign before training camp gets here. We'll tell you what those names are in just a matter of moments. Let's begin with our first free agent target here on today's show. We find none other than wide receiver Amari Cooper, most recently with the Buffalo Bills. Prior to that was with the Cleveland Browns, the Dallas Cowboys, the Las Vegas Raiders. Cooper is 31 years old. He had a bit of a down year when he went from Cleveland to Buffalo. The Bills had high expectations for him, thinking he was going to be a difference maker. He didn't really do much for the Buffalo Bills. And the way I look at it, and the possibility of signing Amari Cooper, I'll put it this way for you, folks. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt you to sign Amari Cooper. The receiving core for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think, is much better than what people want to give him credit for. Rasheed Rice, to me, looks like a top 10 receiver. Xavier Worthy had a nice finish to his rookie campaign. You brought in a rookie in Jalen Royals. You got good veterans in Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. It's not like Cooper is going to come in and take things away from your other guys. And think about this. Nobody likes to talk about this, but this is where we tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. We don't know what is going to happen with Xavier Worthy and with Rasheed Rice, if punishments are coming down or not, and how long that they could potentially be. And so with that said, you need to be prepared for all those circumstances. And Amari Cooper, you bring him in, I think you'd be feeling a lot better about the situation that you find yourself in of the great unknown. And then what if an injury happens, whether it's to Worthy, Rice, Hollywood, whoever it may be? Cooper can make that situation feel a lot better for you if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Is he likely going to give you the production we saw in 2022 or in 2023? Probably not, in all honesty. But I think that even if he did something like he did in 2021, that would be fantastic. He's not a number 1 or a number 2 receiver anymore, but I think he can still be a solid number 3 receiver, and I would be more than happy to have him here in Kansas City. Your chance to be the GM here of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. As is, Jalen Moore potentially could move from the left tackle spot to the left guard position. Mike Caliendo is there, and we saw Mike Caliendo outside of the Super Bowl do a pretty decent job, got better week after week when he stepped into that role last year when they put Joe Thuney there. But at least for now, until Kingsley actually does it in a live regular season game, we just don't know how much Kingsley is going to produce at this juncture. It's a great unknown. Now, it very well could all work itself out. Kingsley could be that guy. Maybe the tackle position wasn't made for him, and he was better off playing the guard spot with the shorter arms. But until we see it, I think it would be wise to consider some alternatives, or at least maybe you bring in Brandon Shreve as a possibility to be a backup and be ready to go if, God forbid, something happens to Kingsley or one of these other guys here. Even at 33 years old, he's not a spring chicken by any stretch of the imagination. His PFF grades last year held their own. 64.7 overall grade. Pass block rate of 74.5. Run block rate of 57.3. But here's what I really like from Shreve, folks. Didn't allow a single sack. Not one. And Patrick Mahomes in 2024 was sacked more than any season prior in his career. And then he also got called for 2 penalties, which that's a number that I can live with. That's great. Only 2 penalties there. So, sound off. What do you think about the idea of Brandon Shreve? You got 2 options here. Type Y for yes, in for no. Chime in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Got a great deal we're offering Chiefs fans right now. We have Nike Chiefs t-shirts on sale with free shipping. Yes, you heard that right. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours today. Folks, it's getting hot outside. It's getting humid. You're going to be wearing t-shirts. You want to support your favorite team. Why not get this shirt? We got all sorts of different sizes, different options available. Go see for yourself now. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours now. And we also have other Chiefs merchandise at that same link for you as well. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours today. Free shipping. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. Up next, we find edge rusher Zadarius Smith on our list. The former Lion, also with the Cleveland Browns, among others here. And I know what some of you may be thinking right away. Tyler, aren't we in good shape with guys like what we've seen with George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu and some of these other kind of unproven commodities like King Felix and now Ashton Gelati and among others here. Well, this is one of my favorite football facts. This is a fact, Jack, okay? You can never have too many pass rushers. Period. End of story. You can never have too many pass rushers. And the edge rusher position, for me, is one that you are in a spot where you want to have as many potential options as you can and be in a position where you can get as creative as possible, prepare for the worst if there's an injury, whatever it may be. And I know that Za'Darius Smith has gotten a little bit older now, but the production of BS for Brendan Shreve, type ZS for Za'Darius Smith. Let us know in the comment section which one you would choose from. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Appreciate y'all stopping by. We shall see you next time here on the channel, youtube.com/ChiefsTV to subscribe now for free. And we'll see you on the other side. All right. Oh. Folks, we apologize for the internet issues that we're having today. Very unusual activity. We will blame the Las Vegas Raiders. It is Mark Davis's fault.
That fraud. He snuck into our network center, and he's messing with our internet cables.
Mark Davis has infiltrated today's show. Pick one to sign, Cooper, Shreve, or Smith. Which one would you rather choose? Weigh in and let me know. I got Paul saying Amari Cooper. Got Tony saying Za'Darius Smith. Weigh in, let us know. Super Chat menu if you'd like to get involved in today's show. First time Super Chatters get the KC chant. $5, do a beer cheers. $10, take some shots. $20, get bean boozled. $50, do a beer bong. $sign next to the chat box if you would like to contribute and get on today's program. Mailbag time coming up in just a bit. I know I need some more questions from the kingdom today. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. I am putting 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes. I need at least two, probably three or more questions for this mailbag segment. Get in the chat. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat, either one. And Tony is saying, hey, it's Tex's birthday. Don't make him wait. All right. Tex has got a big dinner tonight with his girlfriend, and he would like to get out of here at a decent time this evening. And the longer that you guys wait to get your questions in, that means the longer we're here and Tex can't go to his birthday dinner. So please, by all means, help us out and get your questions in using hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat, and we'll get you on today's show and get your questions in. I know Tony's in the mailbag. He's got a couple good questions. Thank you, Tony. KC70, are you in the mailbag? Get in there. Hashtag Chiefs. Nafis, Mark, Paul, Tim, Carol. Who else? Who else? Get your questions in. Hashtag Chiefs, Super Chat. I got 2 minutes on the clock, and then we'll start the mailbag segment to follow after that. And then we'll go forward from there. And then a reminder, folks, more coverage on the channel all week long with our daily news and rumors. And any breaking news that happens will be all over it here on the channel. Peter saying happy birthday, Tex. Thank you, Peter. Peter, are you in the mailbag? Peter, get some questions. Okay. Let's see. Hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat. Tony, how do I know Juju can do better? Okay. That's fine. Peter, get in that mailbag. We're about to start here in just a moment. I want to make sure Peter gets in. I see Tony. I saw some earlier. Let's see. What do we got here? Peter, I'm waiting on you to get a question in, man. Peter, we need you in the mailbag, my guy. Who else? Who else? Text says we need a few more questions. And then we can get on with the show. Really? Okay. Yeah, you might just have to make some on the fly then. Yeah. Okay. Dealing with some technical difficulties today, folks. Beyond our control. Infiltrated by Mark Davis. But, hey, we're vibing. We're having a great time. And we appreciate y'all being here with us. Get those questions in. We'll start the mailbag coming up in just a moment. We'll get to that here in just a bit. If you missed any of today's show, folks, don't worry. The segments that we've had here, they'll go out on the channel throughout the week, and we'll have that for you. So stay tuned for that right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Let's see here. There we go. Paul's got a question. Okay. 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 All right. Yeah. Let's get started here in a few moments. Super chat menu if you guys want to get involved in today's show. First time super chat is get the KC chant. $5 do a beer cheers. $10 take some shots. $20 get bean boozled. $50 do a beer bong. Submit your questions to us. Hashtag Chiefs or super chat. And we'll answer your mailbag questions coming up in just a matter of moments. Who else got questions? Peter, I'm waiting on you to get a question, man. Peter, I would love nothing more to hear Peter whatever is on his mind on the Kansas City Chiefs. I want Peter to get in there. I know Paul and Tony are in there. KC70, I haven't seen you get in there. Get your questions in, and we'll start momentarily with our final segment here on today's show. And we'll get started here in just a bit. So appreciate you all being here with us as we roll along here on this very fine Tuesday afternoon. If you missed it earlier, we gave you the update from minicamp. We'll have that video coming up on the channel once we're done here. Also had a update on a potential trade for Kyle Pitts. We took free agent targets, and now we'll do the mailbag here in just a moment. So that is what's ahead. Tony's saying the Raiders report steals Wi-Fi. Boo. Yes. The Raiders report stealing Wi-Fi. Yes. Oh, that's good. Oh. That's funny. Oh, man. Let's see. Paul's got a question. Thank you, Paul. What else? What else we got here? Okay. Almost running. And I will begin this final segment. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's see here. Paul with a question. Peter with a question. Who else? Oh, man. Let's see. Peter, Paul, Tony, KC70. Final segment, and then we'll wrap up after that. So bear with us, folks. A little technical issues, but we need to keep submitting those questions. And we'll continue as we roll along. Today, the pouch of choice, by the way. Texter, I went with, I got Grizzlies today. This is some grown man stuff.
I was going to say that's some serious.
Now, it's only a 6, but it feels probably, it's probably the equivalent of like a Rogue 12.
I got you.
So, I do love me some nicotine. We're a very pro-nicotine show here in the Kids See Chiefs Report. We love our nicotine around here. Tony's saying Mitchell Renz is a nice guy, but don't steal Wi-Fi, my guy. Not today. We're not blaming Mitch. We're blaming Mark Davis. That's funny, though. Mitch out here taking strays. I'm not opposed to it, though. Let's see. What else? Keep getting those questions to us. I got Tony just spamming C. I like it. Who else is getting questions in? KC70. I'm waiting on you. Peter, I'm waiting on you. Peter, get a question in, my guy. Okay. All right. So our final segment, then we'll wrap up. Whole question right now. Should the Chiefs trade for Kyle Pitts? 57% of you saying yes. 43% saying no. Tony says, come on, Peter. You got this, man. Ask a question. Oh, that's good, Tony. That's good. Tony, you're a trooper, my guy. You are a trooper. Thanks for holding it down. Oh, that's funny. That's good stuff. All right. Oh. All right. Okay, folks. There we go. Yeah, I'll make that work. Cool. Yep. Cool. All right, folks. Let's do it. Final segment. Our mailbag. Use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat to get on the final segment of today's show. And let's answer whatever questions you guys got and get rolling as we continue here on the Kids See Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones, Big Tex here with you. Final segment begins right now. You're watching the Kids See Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. It is time to drop our sacks and touch our bags on this mailbag edition of the Kids See Chiefs Report. We are talking some trades. I've already taken a sneak peek into the mailbag. I've seen you guys are talking Tyrann Mathieu, Khalil Herbert, among others. Also got some questions about mandatory minicamp and OTAs. We'll go through all of those and more coming up on today's show. Let's begin with Paul, who writes in, hashtag Chiefs, KC Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and a KC Chiefs Super Bowl. Hey, that sounds good to me. Here is what I would say to that, Paul. The first two would be fantastic, okay? I think everybody would love that to happen. But the first one, 5,000 yards, it sounds good in theory, but here's where I would hesitate for a moment on the idea of Patrick Mahomes throwing for 5,000 yards. Typically, if you were throwing for that many yards, you were playing from behind. I don't want to be playing from behind that much. So although it sounds nice in theory, in practice, I hope it doesn't get to that case. So I don't need Patrick to throw for 5,000 yards. The rest of it, though, that'd be great if it works out that way, Paul. Thanks for the question. Tony says, hashtag Chiefs, how do I know if Juju can do better next season, Tyler? And Kingsley and King Felix, Highwood, how can they improve? Okay, there's lots to take in there, Tony. Let's take it one by piece. Let's start with Juju. Him being on the field, that'd be a step in the right direction. Let's stay healthy and let's not fumble the football. You do those things, Juju, that would be great. That's all I really need from Juju. And if there's an injury or something, step up and be available. Otherwise, I don't really need much from Juju. Kingsley, I need him to do a good job at the guard spot. Look, we know Kingsley doesn't have the longest arms, all right? His wingspan, it's not like me here. You know, he doesn't have that wingspan like some of us are fortunate with. I'm giving him a hard time. Obviously, he's got a bigger wingspan than me. But Kingsley, as long as he holds his own to the guard spot, doesn't let the short arms become an issue, I think he's going to be a better guard than he will be a tackle. King Felix, I need production. Kind of like we talked about with Juju. Just give me anything. Something would be better than what we've seen the last few years. And I would take it a step further. I think the challenge for King Felix, I think that he's a former first-round pick. He needs to step up and be a starter caliber player. I think that would be great if he could do that. And then Hollywood Brown, stay healthy, brother. If he stretches the field vertically and they can open up the passing game more, that'd be great. But if he's just another possession receiver, that works too. But stay healthy, be available. I think those would be the keys for all those guys. But, Tony, that might be the best question you've ever asked on this show, man. A lot of good points, how all those guys could improve. Folks, want to make sure not only you're subscribed, but you're a part of what we call the Noti Gang here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Those are the folks that are the first to know when we have new content here, whether it's our daily news and rumors, our live shows we do on Tuesdays, breaking news, Q&A mailbags. It's all right here on your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Lock us in each and every day on the channel. We got you covered. If you're part of that Noti Gang, spam Noti Gang in the comment section, and we certainly appreciate y'all. Let's head to the danger zone now. Highway to the danger zone. Kenny Loggins. Question for the chat. Answer this one for me. This is impromptu weigh-in. Better Kenny Loggins song. Danger Zone or Footloose? Ooh. I go Danger Zone. Back to the question. Fearless Leader, hello there. Salute to you. I need to know, should the Chiefs bring back Tyrann Mathieu? I'm always going to be a fan of the Honey Badger. I think he's going to have his name in the Ring of Honor someday in Kansas City. I enjoyed his time here. He was an awesome leader, a great teammate. He was highly productive. I have nothing but positive things to say about Tyrann Mathieu, and I'm glad to see that he's done well with the New Orleans Saints, that his career has continued to go at a high level, even if the Saints haven't played well. He's averaged 3-4 interceptions this season, still a decent number of pass breakups. He's been healthy, even at this stage in his career. I'm very happy for the Honey Badger that he's continued to excel in a new place. With that being said, Tyrann Mathieu coming back to Kansas City? I don't think so. All right. I'm rooting for the guy, but I don't need him here. I believe in Jaden Hicks. I believe in Brian Cook. You got Mike Edwards there. If you're going to make a trade, if you're going to give up capital, and if you're going to pay somebody, I think that you would be better off than just bringing in another safety at this point in time. Tyrann Mathieu, hell of a football player, but I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need Honey Badger back. Nothing but the best, rooting him on, but I'm good. Should the Chiefs trade for Tyrann Mathieu? It is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let me know what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Chime in the comment section and let us know. Chief Dog writes in, who is one free agent you want Kansas City to still sign? Ooh, Good question. So we did a video this week. Glad you asked. On some potential free agent targets. And at the time of this recording, 3 names that had my attention at 3 different positions: Amari Cooper, Brandon Strafe, and Zadarius Smith. And you can go check out that video for more analysis on all 3 of those individuals. But they all serve a different need. You can never have too many pass rushers. Zadarius Smith still playing at a high level. Brandon Strafe would make you feel a lot better about the guard situation, the way things are looking right now with the fact that we don't know what the Chiefs are going to get out of Kingsley. And then Amari Cooper at the wide receiver spot. I like this wide receiver room, but Amari Cooper could make you have some strength in numbers and be really stacked, really loaded, especially since you got some injury-prone players like Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster as well. So those are some 3 names. You asked for 1. I gave you 3, Chief Dog. There you go. Baba writes in. Boba Fell. What do you think about trading for Khalil Herbert? I'm a big fan of Khalil Herbert. You guys know I always carry my KU Yeti with me. Khalil Herbert, I covered him when he was at the University of Kansas. When he was a very good running back and he was having to share the same backfield with Puka Williams. And you guys know I keep it real around here. I thought he got screwed by KU, to be honest. They were so enamored with Puka. And Les Miles and that coaching staff, they just had a wet dream about Puka Williams that they ignored what they had in Khalil Herbert. And fast forward to 2025. Puka Williams is out of the league. Khalil Herbert, he's still doing a decent job. And last year wasn't his best season by any stretch. His numbers were down as he went from Chicago to Cincinnati. Only had 36 carries, 130 yards. His yards per carry were down 3.6 and 1 touchdown. It's all for the right price. I think with Khalil Herbert, he's one where I'm probably not trading much. You know, maybe a 7th-round pick. Maybe it's a player that's a borderline roster player that I could potentially give up and bring him in. But if he gets released for whatever reason, if he doesn't make the 53-man roster and he's sitting out there, I would potentially give Khalil Herbert a call. I'm not willing to give up much, but I would give Khalil Herbert a look. He's a very good pass catcher. I think he's a decent runner. I'm a fan of Khalil Herbert, and I'd be open to that possibility for the right price. Should the Chiefs trade for Khalil Herbert? Sound off in the comments section. You get 2 options here. Type play for yes, in for no. Weigh in. Tell us what you think. Bob Marley, check it in. Don't worry. Be happy. Will Ashton Gelati have a big impact on the defense this season? Good question. You know, I look at Ashton Gelati, and I think that there is some work to be done. He is far from a finished product. The Chiefs did not draft him expecting he would be a finished product. But as you look in the details, the numbers, what he did at Louisville the past 2 seasons, his pressure rate was about the same both years. But his sacks numbers were down this year compared to what they were last year. I don't think he has a big impact on the defense this season. I think this year, as he's working with Spags and that coaching staff, they kind of zero in and they say to him, all right, Ashton, how do we turn those pressures into sacks? John Gruden would be the first to tell you, I don't want pressures. I want sacks. Bring him down. I think they work on that this year, and then hopefully he takes that next step up to play a significant role in the defense next year. Aoki writing in, do you think Jalen Royals is going to make the offensive line fearful? Jalen Royals making the offensive line fearful? I don't know what you're saying here, Aoki. Maybe I'm missing something here. But I will answer that about the wide receiver spot. I'll tell you this. The offensive line, no. Doesn't have impact on the offensive line. Receiving core, yeah, it adds depth. It'll help the receiving core, and I think you have a scary good receiving core. But offensive line, I don't see that being much impact. Last question. Mr. Jones and me. Who in the chat can name who sings that song? It's one of my personal favorites, says a fellow Mr. Jones. Who will be the Chiefs sack leader? A lot of people are going to tell you that guy over there, if I get my finger pointing in the right direction. There we go. Chris Jones. George Karlaftis is the answer that I would give you. I think Karlaftis is the name to watch. I think that he's just getting started and that he has star potential in this league. I expect big things out of George Karlaftis. Thanks for joining us here this edition of the Kids of Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. All right, folks, we got to run. Thanks for bearing with us through our technical difficulties. We made it. If you missed any of today's show, segments will be out on the channel throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. Big Tex, happy birthday to you again, my guy.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
And from
you.
all the Chiefs Kingdom.
Yes.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you to everybody, especially Tony. Giving me a lot of advice.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Folks, we'll be back here next Tuesday, same time, same place. Got more content on the channel throughout the week. For Big Tex, I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.